Hi everyone, so this is why are they doing what they are doing, what's going on in their little heads. Deck 1, deck 2, pick a deck. I just realised that's infinity. Isn't that lovely? Deck 1, deck 2, pick a deck. Why are they doing what they are doing? Let me get your energies. Come find me on Instagram if you haven't found me yet, mysticlovetarot. I'll follow, if you follow me, I'll follow you back. I think that's how it works. There's little support messages on there as well for all of you people that are having a rubbish time at the moment, so can find me, and if you don't want me to follow you back, I won't. Just let me know. Why are the people doing what they are doing? You know, you always get, because you're collective, you will always get temperance. Some of you will always get temperance, which is, to me, is always that period of no contact. Having a break. Let's do that one. Why are they doing what they are doing? Why are they doing what they are doing? I'm going to get 9, I think. We'll do a 9 card. 9 card reading. 1, 2. Let's have one more, please. One more. Alright, the cards have spoke. 2 more. Need a bigger table with this deck because they're a big deck. Right, what's going on? What's happening? Why are they doing what they're doing? So we've got temperance. Some of you will not be in contact. Some of you are having little contact. Some of you are in relationships trying to make it work, but you're feeling like they're not communicating with you, that they are still not in contact. You're not having full-on conversations. You're struggling with everything. You've got the tiger trying to swim in the water. The water's always your emotions. Heavy waters. Emotions are everywhere. They are feeling really stuck, really confused, really struggling to swim. Tigers, I don't presume, can swim anyway, so they're drowning. They're drowning in water. They're just drowning in emotions. Like, feelings and thoughts are everywhere. They're really confused. They're trying to paddle, but they're paddling upstream, as are you. You need to turn around the stream, go with the flow, let everything kind of fall into place. Struggling. They're struggling with all the emotional side of it. I feel a lot of you are having conflict of interest, conflict of emotions. There's been, I don't feel as such there's been a situation that has caused deck 1 to happen, but it's more the different personalities, the hurricane, the tornado, boom, explosion situation. The person is feeling quite sad. Remember, this is why they are doing what they are doing, so this will be their emotions more so. They're feeling like their cups have been spilled. They're struggling to cope with how you're handling them. 1 minute they think that they're on top of something, and the next it comes up to bite them. And when you try and talk to them about the situation, they either fly off the handle or they go into temperance. That's what's happening with you all. They are just, there's a well, they're in the well, and they're trying to get out of the well, and they can't. And then men are from Mars, women are from Venus. If you, the book, women, we go in our well, and we go down and down and down and down emotionally, and then we hit the bottom of the well, and we have to hit the bottom before we come back up, right? Best book ever, really worth reading that. So women, you're coming up to the top of the well, or you hit the bottom of the well, and the other person in the relationship doesn't understand it. And remember, this works both ways. So the person that you're thinking of, I feel with your deck 1, it's both genders that are hitting the bottom of the well. You're reacting the same, but it's just in the book it's men are from Mars, women are from Venus, and they can't understand why you're hitting the well, why you're hitting the bottom of it, what's actually going on, and they don't realise that they are a cause to it. The unicorn, what are they called? Not tusks, horns. The unicorn horns are quite twisted and confused, and the unicorn doesn't actually look very well, so they are feeling quite stressed from the situation. They're feeling like everything's on top of them. They can't work out what they're meant to be doing, because every twist and turn they go down, they feel like something is being thrown back in their face, and they get quite angry, or they just avoid you. They see you as a strong person, but they also see two sides of you. They see this side of you which is the strong energy, but this to me is kind of a bit clingy also. It's trying to work out how they're handling it. There's tears coming from her face, or its face, not really sure what it is. There's the moon behind it and the sun. Female, male energy. It's the merging of your energies, and it's also wearing a mask. So often you're wearing a mask in this relationship because you know if you tell them relationship, you fill in the gaps, you know what I mean, because it's collective. You work it to your situation. You're wearing a mask to them because you don't want to push them over the edge, you don't want to upset them, you don't want to push them too far without them coming back, and you're stuck. There's a little cage at the foot, feeling trapped by the situation also, and it's like your nightmares are getting on top of you, and you're sad and you're crying, and they don't know how to handle it. That's the majority. They do love you, you love them, but you are clinging on tightly to them and they can't break free. They're struggling to cope with the pressure of this relationship, and that's why they're acting the way they are acting. We've got a third party potentially over here as well. So if they have cheated, it's because they can't cope with everything that's been happening. Their emotional needs haven't been fulfilled. Sorry, being honest, brutally, I know. I always say people cheat when one emotional need is not being met. So this is what's happening if they have cheated. They've just not had enough breathing space. It's like you try to control them and they're struggling with it. If there are children involved in this situation, this is a reason. If there's a third party, I'm not saying all of you are third parties, but if there is a third party, it's part of the reason they are staying is because of the children, and you are trying to make it work, but the energies are so intense and so strong. You've got the red and the oranges, sexual energies, the sacral chakra and the root chakra, your grounding, your stability, your sexual energy, and the liquids in your body. Sexual energy. They do have a lot of attraction to you, they do fancy you, but there's scars on you. There's scars, you've both been wounded by the situation. They know that they've got to make a choice, or you know that you've got to make a choice on this situation. You're trying to find your strength, they are trying to gather their strength also. They're trying to work it all out in their head, and they're adding 2 and 2, getting 10, and Judgment Day is coming. You've got a pentagram in it as well. Mind, body, spirit, soul, and what's the other one? Mind, body, spirit, soul, emotions maybe? I don't know, can't remember. But you've got the star indicating all of that. Judgment has to be made on this situation, a choice has to be made, and it's using all of their strength, gathering all of their strength to do with the situation and work out what's going on. I also feel there are other people involved in this situation. More going on than meets the eye, I've just heard. Also, they're sad, they're welling in these emotions, they're struggling with it all, they can't cope. The water's always emotions, going absolutely everywhere, can't work it all out. There's a rock in the middle, boulder, every place you go, every time you try and talk to him, every time you want to get some reaction with him, you're hit by this wall, this brick. You can't move through it. The waters rise up above you, go everywhere, your emotions hit the roof, and it all kicks off. And that is also why they're doing what they're doing, because they can't handle the emotions. That's what's happening. They know a situation has got to change for this to move forward, but they're reluctant to do anything of it. You've got the 9 and the 10 of Pentacles. 9 of Pentacles and 10 is always about happy families and things going on, though this card does not look very happy. And the 9 of Pentacles is about the fruits of your labour. Now this is a really spiritual, divine, feminine card with the moon at the top of it, and all the chakras are lit up. Do some kind of chakra alignment, try and work out your soul purpose. You need to go up to the Akashic records, a lot of you as well. You are entwined, there's more going on than meets the eye. There's, again, this is likely to be third-party cheating situations. There's 3 people within this situation, all wearing the same kind of energy, same mask, good and, again, light and dark, good and bad, masculine, feminine, duality, yin and yang. It's battling all that kind of stuff. The dark means down here. And that means as well, if you're feminine, that you have 2 sides to you as well. There's 2 sides within what's happening. 2 sides to why this is happening and why they are doing what they're doing. There is 2 points of view on it, and you're not meeting in the middle. 10 of Pentacles, they're trying to gather their thoughts. They want to come to you, they want to be with you, especially if you're not in contact, but they can't work out a way forward. And every time they go forward, they are hit with aggression or anger or conflict, and that might be them in conflict and anger as well. So that's why they're doing what they're doing. They're struggling with it all. The situation is going to have to be made. The Death card. Death means endings and new beginnings. Whichever way this relationship goes, you can book a personal reading. We can look at that. But the Death card, endings and beginnings. So they're doing what they're doing because they have to know. They know that they've got to make a decision on something within your relationship. What steps go on? Do they move forward? Do they move back? Possible third party situation. They know that they've got to make a decision on that, and they can't cope with all your emotions, with all the struggles and their emotions as well. So they back away. Some of them go into no contact. Some of you have little contact, and that's how they cope with it. That's how they cope with the situation. Let me just get some clarifying cards for you. They just struggle with it all. They're struggling. Sexual energy is really strong between the 2 of you. They're trying to almost like weigh up the pros and the cons, but they're not meeting any decisions. They're not ready to make a choice yet. But that's why they're behaving the way they are. Can I have some clarifying cards, please? Why they're doing what they are doing. Falls to the floor, come to your door. Okay. So they are working out, again, they're getting ready to take action. So these are kind of stepping you forward to the next bit, getting ready to take action. You're going to be coming to back together if you're not talking or if you're arguing. If it's third parties, there isn't a direction on it. Again, we'd have to look at that in personal readings, but there is a new beginning here, stepping in, which comes with the Death card also. If you do not want to get pregnant, please be extra careful. There's a lot of things that are happening at the moment, universal energies, and that is a key thing. But this is all about harvesting, all your work kind of paying off in the end. It's going to be all right. You're going to work it out, but it's just been a really big uphill battle. And again, you need to turn around and paddle downstream. They're struggling with the emotions. They want to be with you. They want the stability. And you need to get your independence back and be strong and be cool and be collective and be like, yo, it's me. You know, I'm not any person from down the road. It's me. You got to fight for me if you want to be with me. That's what you need to do. If you are the third party, you have a chance with them. If they are cheating, you'll have to work at it, but there's new beginnings there. So if you want to stay with them, that potential is there as well. If you're not in contact, they're coming back, or there will be contact. There's quite a few different situations happening for you that have picked up one, which is why I'm giving you a big scope of it all. So yeah, two sides of this relationship. Takes 2 hands to clap. Cheating happens if there's any I know there's cheating situations with people watching. Cheating happens when emotional needs are not being fulfilled. That is the only reason why people will cheat, and it can be from one small emotional need. It could be not talking, or you're not loving them in the way that they want to be loved, and it sounds really, really selfish, but that is the reason why people cheat. Sexual energy, or if you're arguing all the time, That's the reason why people cheat. It just takes one emotional need not to be met. If you want to look at that privately on a one-to-one, email mysticlovetarot@gmail.com. But that is why they are doing what they are doing. How confusing was that? They are also extremely confused, as you are, which is why my words are a little bit muddled. Right. Remember, sip of coffee and I'll do deck 2. Deck 2. Why are the people that picked deck number 2... Oh, my back's going. I got run over. And my spinal cord is damaged. Not that you would ever notice. I'm on some heavy medication. And what time is it? 15:46. And sometimes my back just goes mental. So it's one of those days today. It's having a tizzy. It's really hurting. So why are they doing what they are doing? Those that picked deck number 2. Why are they doing what they're doing? The person, the Tower. Why are they doing what they are doing? The person you are thinking of doing what they are doing. So this is about them. Again, this is their energy. This is what's going on with them. Why are they doing what they are doing? What, 3 more. Temperance, again, I was just saying in deck 1, if you've skipped forward, that you lot, because it's collective energies, tend to always get either Temperance or the Hanged Man. And Temperance is always either no contact, little contact, or the space in between. You're in a relationship and you're not communicating, talking wise. 1, 2, 4, 6, 8, I need 10. Right, 11. That happened on the last deck. You have to have 11. Okay. Right, you have got a situation that has happened which has caused heartbreak and pain and suffering, and it has happened because the person has been extremely difficult, has created a situation which has meant the Death card has come, and you are having to pick a direction that you want to go in. A lot of you have been forced into this situation rather than choosing to be in it. They've pushed you down the line, and now you've got to make a choice on what you do. Some of you are in no contact, little contact, less contact, etc. And you're feeling fed up, you're feeling miserable, you've got the 5 of Cups, crying over spilt milk, everything's gone wrong, and you're struggling. They've walked away for a little while. And the reason that they have walked away is because it's too much like hard work. Too much like hard work. Your energy has been very, very strong. Some of you, they feel that you've been up in their face. Again, too much hard work. It's been very, very intense. Some of you had arguments that stem from it. They've been a jerk because they haven't reacted how you expected them to react. And they've left. They've left. And they've left you feeling heartbroken. They've also left because they do not understand what's going on. They know that they had to make a choice about the situation, so they took the ball into their court and did it. The shadows were rising up and they were trying to stay in the light, but it wasn't possible, and they were feeling really stuck, really like as if you were kind of trying to control them. Sounds awful. I'm not having a go at you, I'm just reading the other cards. That they've been blinded by the situation. Obviously you're left hurt and they've done a runner. Why did they do it? Again, just said this in the last deck. If you do not want babies, girls and boys, Please be careful. Some of them have got freaked out, so some of you might be trying to push a family on them, wanting to have this future with them, and they cannot cope. They're not ready. So and it's too much hard work. They're freaked out, they're panicking, they can't cope with the situation. That's what's happened. And that's why your Tower's happened, because they've done it, and you're feeling like, well, what was I to you? Why have you done that? What was I to you? They do love you. They do have strong emotional feelings for you, but they've been drowning again. They've been drowning in the emotional side of it. They can't cope with all the feelings that are happening. Some of you are twins, and all these feelings have come up to be purged, and it's too much hard work. They are trying to take a step back from the situation, and Page of Pentacles, and assess what direction they want to go in. They will toss a coin to decide, but you need to get your power back while they're doing this. They've done what they've done, or doing what they are doing. They haven't walked away yet, I'm sorry guys, but it's a massive potential for the collective. That's why they've done it, because it's been too much for them. They haven't been able to cope with it, and now they're going to toss a coin, which is good, because the coin is the Fool. This is them coming towards you. This is them going, you know what, F it, let's give it a go, let's see what happens, let's take a direction, let's see. They're going to go with the flow. They're not going to think about it. They're just going to let the hair down, come back to you if you're not in contact, or they're going to say, let's give it another shot. The Wheel of Fortune will turn in your direction, and you can celebrate your romantic love. Good ending to a bit of a shitty situation. That's what's happening. Let me just get some more clarifying cards. Deck number 2. Can you tell me? Can I just have some... Oh, not going to make that. Clarifying cards, why they are doing what they are doing. Let's get one more. Do that one more time. One more time. Come on and celebrate. Okay. Why are they doing what they are doing? Can I just have a couple of clarifying cards, please? Let's get 3 more. Come on. We'll push it a bit. 2. 1 more, please. 2 more. The cards keep doing that today. Yeah. They've gone into retreat retreat mode. And this is you saying goodbye to the frogs. They are coming back though when they have processed everything. Don't take the blame on yourself. They are still watching you, what you are doing. The door, haven't shut the door on them completely, so they know that they can come back. Also, you're feeling sad with your 3 cups down at the bottom. If only my post wasn't important. This is you at the bottom with your 3 cups. 3 of Cups, sometimes celebration, sometimes third party, feeling sad, but the door isn't completely shut on them. And the butterfly, transformation. Your relationship is transforming. They are going to be protecting their heart. You won't be able to talk to them about emotions when they come back. Both of them protecting their heart. You're going to have to be fun, flirty, up your game. You've got to go in on that level. If you start talking about emotions, they'll go back. Can't really reverse, they'll go back. So Get your power, King of Wands, get your power, get your strength. Start thinking about yourself. Focus on what you want. That will be the drawback. And the Star card. You're on the right path. It'll come. And that's what's happening. So it's been too much like hard work. You've been left feeling heartbroken. The Tower has happened. You're absolutely destroyed. You've been forced into a decision which you didn't want to make, or that they have made. They've walked away for the time being. They are coming back though, and it's happened because they can't cope with the emotions. They didn't know what to do, so they've done the easiest option and walked away. You've been very strong with them, and they haven't very strong with your emotions with them, and they haven't coped well, so they've left you for the time being to process everything that's happening. But they will come back. You will get your, they'll make that choice. They'll throw the coin. They'll make the choice. They'll take a leap of faith. They'll come back to you, and you're on the right path with it. But you have to stay strong in your power. That's how you're getting back. And that is why they are doing what they're doing. Right, I'm going to do a live feed at the weekend. If anyone wants to be a moderator, shout me. Just saves me friends being roped into it all the time. If you want to book a reading, email mysticlovetarot@gmail.com. And anything else that I normally say, just add it in here. Alright, bye.